What is up, my YouTube viewers? This is the Smile Reviews channel, and today we have the detailed review on the Nike Kobe 9 Elite. This is the Inspiration colorway, and we'll start off with the usual overview of the shoe before we get onto the materials. So here is the Kobe 9 Elite. So the whole history behind this shoe, for it being high top, is Kobe Bryant and Manny Pacquiao. Kobe Bryant actually met up with Manny Pacquiao in the ring and saw all the movements that Manny Pacquiao was doing. A lot of quick agility movements with his feet. And most boxers nowadays wear high tops, and that's where this shoe got its high top form from. So that's pretty much a little brief history about why this shoe is high top. And give you guys some detailed looks here before we get to the materials. Backing. Spire right there. So yeah, let's start off with materials. The materials that are featured on the Nike Kobe 9 Elite was very good and very durable. As you can see, it is a full Flyknit upper. It is a little more sturdier than your last year's Kobe 8 version, which was the engineered mesh. This is pretty much an upgraded version, as most people are calling it. The Flyknit itself feels like your regular Flyknit from the Flyknit runners that you see on Nike shoes, but this Flyknit upper that's featured for this specific kind of shoe, it being for basketball, it's added with the thin sheet of fuse. It's a very thin sheet of fuse underneath, which you can't see, but there is fuse backed for the Flyknit, so it's a little more durable, a little more stronger and supportive when it's wrapped around your foot. And yeah, like I said, it's a little more durable than the engineered mesh from the Kobe 8. And a lot of people were surprised when no information leaked out yet, just the pictures. I instantly thought it was just going to be engineered mesh all over again. However, this did come out to be Flyknit, so everyone was surprised about that. For me personally, this is my first time actually trying Flyknit on basketball shoe and on any shoe pretty much, and it feels fine. I mean, like, there's no flaws to it, no negative points to say about it either. It just feels very nice. And along the tongue you have this thick mesh for the tongue with tiny visible holes right there. You got a very padded tongue. This tongue is huge, as you can see. It's like this whole thing. It's my hand right here. My hand is comparing to the tongue. It's very puffy and thick. But the Kobe logo as well as the swooshes are 3M as expected. And then on the backing of the tongue itself is this kind of nylon material. And then your kind of feels like it's like a sticker, but it's not stitched on there, but it says Inspire for the Inspiration colorway with the signature. The back features a full Flyknit with no fuse backing underneath it, underneath. It's just full Flyknit, a very thick Flyknit piece that's hugging your foot or your leg. 9 stitches for the 9th shoe, and it says KB 9th right there. Got some fuse overlays for helping it with structure and support on both sides here. There's fuse running along here, going up across and up to the top. And you have, of course, your carbon fiber heel clips, as well as a side clip right there with your rubber outsole. So materials on the Kobe 9 Elite were pretty good, very durable as well, more durable than the Kobe 8s. So overall materials were very awesome. So for the cushion on the Nike Kobe 9 Elite is exactly the same as Kobe 8s. It was the full-length Lunarlon midsole. This midsole physically has minor changes to it. It plays pretty much the same. Pretty good cushion. Lets you have maximum impact protection, and this Lunarlon will mold to your foot over time, which I really like. But the main difference that I experienced from this, comparing it from last year's Kobe 8, was the texture along the lunar lawn itself. This texture right here wasn't featured on the Kobe 8. The Kobe 8 was smooth. This is kind of not pointy, but it's pretty spongy and it's raised. So I guess it's for your foot, so your foot won't slide around in your footbed itself when you're playing. But once you are playing, you won't even really notice it. It's just from a simple try on. It'll kind of feel like massaging kind of feeling. Hard to explain, but once you go on the court, you won't have any problems with the texture right here. And then some details along this part of the midsole. And then you have your Kobe right there. Another logo right there. And then another change physically from the Kobe 8. The Kobe 8 didn't have flex grooves here. This year's version has flex grooves, so it'll help with flexibility. The lunar lawn midsole itself, and this is your main source of cushion. And lunar lawn is pretty much the best foam you can get. For me personally, this is the best foam, and it's long lasting, and it will mold to your foot over time. You still get that maximum impact protection as well. So the cushion overall for this Kobe 9 is A-OK in my book. The traction on the Kobe 9 Elite features a pressure mapping image of Kobe's foot. One word to explain for this traction pattern, just crazy. I mean, the rubber itself is a very durable rubber. It's very thin though. It's like, I don't have the midsole in this particular shoe, but as you can see, the outsole is fairly thin. I believe it's only like 8 millimeters thick. I'm not really sure on that, but it's very thin. And then you got your little hint of that mango color, but the traction itself is super grippy. Dusty courts, clean courts, you're good for both. On really dusty courts, because I played in this shoe on multiple court conditions. On very dusty courts, obviously you will have to wipe. It was only on the forefoot and heel section that I had to wipe on with. I didn't have to wipe the full outsole. I just had to wipe on the forefoot and the heel. But on clean courts and mildly dusty courts, these guys were perfect. Top notch, and probably one of the better tractions for basketball shoes nowadays. So traction on these guys was excellent. Lockdown and support was pretty top notch as well. For it being a high top, this is probably the most supportive basketball shoe that I've ever experienced personally. I do have the Air Jordan 28s with the whole shroud upper, and the 28s to me were a bit flimsy. It was high top, but it was way more flimsier than this. This being full Flyknit, a very thick Flyknit as well, backed with this neoprene kind of material underneath. It doesn't have any give at all. It's pretty thick, and it doesn't lose its shape over time. It's just the fuse that creases that makes it kind of makes it look weird, but overall it doesn't actually lose its shape. Yeah, it just hugs your foot really nicely, and it's not as restrictive. So the whole Flyknit here, as well as the collar, is perfect for lockdown and support. You have your the Flywire. I forgot to mention this in the material section, but there is Flywire here in black. It's just this one strand of Flywire holding each lace loop. So I couldn't really feel it. I think it was a waste putting Flywire here. I couldn't really feel it tightening up and actually harnessing my foot together this time. So I didn't think they necessarily had to use Flywire for this shoe, but they put it on there. So I guess my foot shape that makes it not that noticeable. But anyways, another feature for lockdown and support are the carbon fiber heel clips and the side clip on the lateral side. This really does hug your foot and keeps your foot locked in place on both medial and lateral sides of the heel. Last year's rendition of the Kobe series, it had the heel clip going around the heel, but this time it's only featured on the sides. And there's a little reinforced heel cup, just like on the Hyper Revs here. It's not as hard as carbon fiber, obviously, but it does hug your foot there, so no complaints. But the side ones are the most noticeable, and the most noticeable that I can feel. And yeah, it's just really amazing, man. The best high top shoe that I've ever played in. Lockdown support was crazy. Breathability for the Nike Kobe 9 Elite was not that great. It wasn't its strong point. And for those of you who are really serious about ventilation, I don't think this shoe would be good for you. The tongue here, even though there's holes, you can't really feel that much airflow coming in and out. The holes are just there for aesthetics, in my opinion. You can't really tell the difference of, or you can't really tell how air flows and it's coming out. But the tongue is pretty much useless for ventilation. And then with this fly knit upper, last year's was a little more durable than this, but this is like pretty much all covered on both lateral and medial sides. So this is probably the most non-breathable shoe. Doesn't make any sense, but this shoe doesn't feature any breathability at all. So breathability sucked. So my overall thoughts and opinions about the Nike Kobe 9 Elite. This is hands down the most supportive high top basketball shoe that I've played in, period. It has probably one of the best tractions out there for basketball, and it's really innovative and aesthetically is very appealing for me personally. There is this version as well as the Nike Kobe 9 EM, which is the low top version. I will be doing a comparison video between the two, so stay tuned for that. But this will conclude my Nike Kobe 9 Elite detailed review video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.